de la historia negra, de la historia nuestra, caballero.
Good afternoon. It's the real Lisa V from 106.1 FM The Heat. And let me tell you, Columbia is in St. Petersburg, Florida. That's right. Mi Carreta Restaurant and Bakery, located at 2705 54th Avenue North. Phone number 727-575-7929. Open Sunday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. You will literally feel like you are in Columbia right here in St. Petersburg, Florida. Please let Marlon and the crew know Lisa V sent you. That's right, C'est La Vie Nail Salon, located at 1401 34th Street North. Phone number 727-873-7546. They're open Monday through Saturday, 9:30 to 7:30, and Sunday, 10:30 to 5:30. If you want affordable, clean, and a friendly nail salon, you definitely want to see C'est La Vie Nail Bar.
Folks, do you guys have a 401k, life annuity, or retirement plan? Well, I've got good news for you. Tax and financial guru Daryl Madison will be able to help you understand funding, financing, and investing in this turbulent financial season. Call him, the tax and financial guru, Daryl Madison, at 813-872-9900. That's 813-872-9900. Tell him you heard about him from Miss Florida Diva of the Dawn Reese radio show, Hollywood Connections, Tan Talk 1340 on your AM dial.
Hi, I'm Dawn with Sunkist Charters. Come and sail with us on a 37-foot Endeavor out in the Gulf of Mexico. Up to 6 people, $100 an hour, 3-hour minimum. You can split it between each other. Pet friendly, bring your own food, drinks, restrooms on board. Make it a memory maker. Call 727-871-7788 or call 727-315-4936. SunkistCharters.com. We'll see you out at the Gulf of Mexico.
Initialize sequence now.
Join the countdown. For actors, modeling, singers, songwriters, musicians, dancers, performers, and voiceovers from across the nation to across the world. Here with Dawn Reese on Hollywood Connections on Tan Talk Radio 106.1 FM.
Hi, this is Pam Tillison. You're listening to Hollywood Connection with Dawn.
Hi, I'm Gina Lee Nolan, and you're listening to Hollywood Connections.
Hey, everyone. I'm Cassie Skirbo with Dawn, the lovely Dawn, and you're listening and watching Hollywood Connection.
Hey, what up, you guys? It's your girl, Vivica Fox. You are watching Hollywood Connections on Tan Talk Radio with Dawn. Little foxy thing. Enjoy.
Hi, you're listening to Hollywood Connections with Dawn Reese, and I'm Kathleen Gatty from General Hospital, Dr. Liesl Obrecht.
Hello, I'm Butch Patrick, and you're listening to Dawn Reese's Tan Talk Radio, Hollywood Connections.
John Schneider, you're listening to Dawn Reese on Hollywood Connections.
Listening to Hollywood Connections, I'm Kirstie Alley.
Hey, this is Jason Thompson from The Young and the Restless. You're listening to Hollywood Connections with Dawn Reese.
Hi, Squidward Tentacles here, reminding you about Hollywood Connections with Dawn Reese. If you want to know about voiceovers, this is where you need to tune in. You can hear me too. Ha, ha, ha. Have a great day. Is this thing still on?
Hey, this is Brittany Sarpy from Young and the Restless, and you are listening to Dawn Reese Hollywood Connection.
Hey, this is your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle, and you're listening to Hollywood Connections with Dawn Reese. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Charlie Adler, and I'm shouting out, I guess that's a word, because I'll be on Hollywood Connections soon.
Welcome to Hollywood. What's your dream? Everybody comes here. This is Hollywood, land of dreams. Some dreams come true, some don't, but keep on dreaming. This is Hollywood, always time to dream, so keep on dreaming.
Hi, and welcome to Hollywood Connections. I'm Dawn Reese, and we are so excited to have you here, and my co-host Lisa V.
Hello, Dawn Reese. It's been a long time since we've been next to each other on a show.
I know. How long has it been?
Oh, God, it's been a long time. But
Like,
I've been
a long
with you,
time.
all the memories I got my start with you about 5 years ago.
That's right.
All the memories, yeah.
Tell me your title.
I am the International Latina Reporter.
Yes, and I'm this year's Miss Sunshine State 2023 with the tourism pageant.
I think it has been since 2019 the last time I was staring across to both of you.
Yeah,
we haven't.
Yeah.
Deja vu here.
My guest is going to come next week, so
Right.
I have to go on a road trip. So in the meantime, so here we are, and we're so excited you joined. We're going to talk a little bit about what are we going to talk about?
Well, you had some miracle stories that you've been reading, books and people that are upcoming guests. And,
Yes,
and God's real. And between
God
you
is
and you can't deny it. so.
Yes, and everyone keep my husband in your prayers because his stepson passed away and he is just grieving terribly. And it was a rough ride. I had to send him to Denver for a moment, and we have to drive to West Virginia and do this whole thing. And I'll tell you, but he did have some good news today. For those of you that have MMPLT, there is a breakthrough.
And a partridge in a pear tree. I have no idea what that is. Charlie Brown's teacher. Womp, womp,
Well,
womp, womp.
it did rhyme. It did rhyme.
did, I know.
Pear tree, MLT.
That's what happens when you just go live.
Yes.
So anyways, Eben Alexander was on my show, right? And he wrote a book called Proof of Heaven. Long story short, he ended up, he was a scientist and he believed that the one part of the brain, when you die, that it would hallucinate and there is no heaven. He was not, a Christian. He didn't believe in anything. And so something happened to him where his brain shut down. And I'm reading this book. It's just like so amazing. And he said he went to heaven and he's riding a butterfly, and this beautiful brunette was there to greet him and show him around. And then he was like just in awe. He came out of this coma. Apparently he did die. And he found out later he was adopted. And they showed him, the parents showed him the picture of his sister. Guess who it was? The lady riding on the butterfly with the brunette hair.
Oh, wow.
That was one. Then another lady I saw, she passed away and she said to God was there. And she goes, who's that little boy running around? He goes, well, you had a miscarriage and that's your little boy and he's going to be waiting for you. Oh. That was so beautiful. And, I started miracle stories and I'll have more of them coming up with people. And we just had a Chippendale dancer that was a powerful one. He went into porn and then he became a pastor.
Hello.
That is major. And his story is on my miracle stories as well. But anyways, but me and Lisa, we go to beaminghope.org.
Yeah, we go to Beaming Hope Church, 11,000 110th Avenue. And not only do we do block parties, but every Tuesday from 11:30 to 12:30, we have our grocery store. And I love the fact that our pastor says we have a grocery store and a clothing store. I'm not going to make people feel, it just because God, I make a joke about it that God pays for the groceries.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just like a Winn-Dixie, but it's like God Dixie, instead of Winn-Dixie. And the fact that when people come to get groceries, they also are brought to the Lord. And it's just amazing how, this church that, my story, I was taking my life and the pastor was told by God, go get this woman. And here we are 5 years later. And it's just amazing how, when you realize that everything that's going on is literally as biblical as you can get right now, and we just need a lot more God and a lot more Jesus.
Exactly.
We really do.
And just for a second, we gave the church for the next giveaway,
Yes.
Captain Tom and Captain Bert, they authorized, or Captain Bert, to give away a $300 cruise on sunkisscharters.com. And I just have 1 minute. Sunkisscharters.com is a 37-foot endeavor. You go out in the Gulf of Mexico, and it's your private sailboat. Rest your mind downstairs. You can bring your own food, your own drinks. The pontoon boat goes to Caladesi Island or to around the island. And we went on an island a couple of weeks ago and we made a bonfire. It was so amazing. Go to sunkisscharters.com. Check it out because you will have an amazing private time on both. And the pontoon is $125 an hour to our minimum. And call 871-7788 Sunkist Charters line. And in the meantime, I'm so excited because Lisa, you are saving souls every single day. And then God said,
I just got goosebumps. I don't know about you.
You know, I do. God said, you know, none of this matters on earth. And, you know, people are passing away like crazy in our family. We've had 6 or 7.
Yep.
And I feel so,
We're not promised tomorrow.
You're
People
not.
forget when you open your eyes, that's the biggest blessing. You always have something to be thankful for.
Yep. And you just thank God every day you wake up and you're like, I'm awake. Thank you, God, for another day.
Because he calls people home that had plans, you know, the next day, and you don't even realize how you can actually, people need help right now. I mean, I don't really watch the news, but you can't help but see it on Facebook and social media that literally you've got families, you know, that are just being thrown out of their homes and the food. And I eat eggs, and I've never spent $9.75 on 18 eggs. I'm going ostrich eggs. I'm serious. Whoever has an ostrich farm, please call 407-690-8472 because it's ridiculous what's going on, and people, they need help. And me being, I make a joke because I'm an Uber driver, and I'm very blessed because Hertz, along with Tesla, you can rent a Tesla. And due to the fact that I was hit by 2 Uber drivers before I became an Uber driver, so obviously that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
I cannot afford to do the insurance on my own because they want like $15,000 a year up front. I said, well, you know, what am I going to do? So I make a joke because people will get in my car, and I read the Bible in my car. I sit at the charging station. I pray for everybody who's gotten in my car that I've brought, you know, to God. And people get in, they go, wow, like, ooh, girl, they feel it. They go, wow. Those who know about God go, wow. Those who don't, who start bawling their eyes out, are like, what is that? I'm like, that's God. He's telling you he loves you. And when people are in my car, and God will say this to them, and sometimes I don't want to, because the look on their faces, you can't deny that they literally say, you shouldn't know that. I talked to God. I said, well, now I and God know about, so where do we go from here?
Well, that's what I was saying. Saving souls is so important, because when you get to heaven, God's going to go, wow, Lisa, look at that big mansion over there.
Yeah,
with the
go
swimming
there.
Pool, you know, because like you can't, you know, I think I realized that too when my brother passed away. I had to watch the whole thing go in the ground. That was really different. And you realize he's going in with a book that I wrote on there. Say this to God about this person. Say this to God about this person. And you realize you can't take anything with you. And here you are saving souls. I think you might have a caller, or tell us about some of the testimonies. We have
do
a
have
caller.
Shay on the line. Yes.
Okay, I do. The young lady, Shay, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, this young lady, we met as a ride, but she's got an even more godly experience that, you know, I have a guardian angel, and the guardian angel literally showed himself on the screen, and we were praying for her for a situation that she was going through. And I don't want to get into too much, but, you know, concerning her job. And as we were praying about it, the situation sort of fixed itself. And she called me like seconds later. I thought she left something in the car. But now, from just getting into the car, we listen to praise and worship music. She said, look, I go into work now, and it's a different atmosphere.
Wow.
And I said, you are the light in the darkness, you know, at your job. But Shay, I mean, you know, I adore you. I love you. You know, I met the family, but what did you honestly feel when you got in the car? Because I know that you said to me like, wow, something's different in this car.
Okay, so when I noticed the angel on the camera, it just instantly like gave me chills. Like I looked out the window and I'm looking for somebody literally standing inside the aisle. So I'm like, wait, Lisa, I do not see anybody. Nobody's walking across the media. Like, what's going on? So she was like, well, I told you we covered about Jesus. And I was like, yeah, you right about that. Like, I just got chills. And like the whole day, I just kept telling people about the story. Like, oh my gosh, I really saw an angel on camera. Nobody was there. Like, I just had so many chills just thinking about it.
And what's funny is I remember you said, every time you turn away, he's there. She was like, look, he's there. And then I look and he's gone. But you really, you know that, you know, my whole and what's funny is a lot of people, I think you even said that other Uber drivers had canceled. So you getting in my car, me getting you as a ride. Now we're good friends. You know, we hang out. I love her. She's an amazing, talented.
Wow.
She can sing. We're sitting singing Tasha Cobbs on the way to her job. And I promise you, all that Holy Spirit is that we're like, where there's power in the name of Jesus. And then she walks into the job, and she's even said, like, things are different in my job. I said, sometimes you don't realize that when things are really bad where you're at, it's because you're that light in that darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that she might have been struggling with her own, spirituality, like, is God real? And it couldn't show up because I had made a joke. I said, my guardian angel, he's been around like all morning. He's been around. So it was really funny that he showed himself, because he did it twice. He did it when I was on the phone with Elena, Pastor Joe's daughter. And I said, look, I'm sitting here at the bank and there's somebody by the where you put your money in, and they're not there. I said, I'm looking at the Tesla screen, and I had to make sure. And if you Google it in a Tesla, you can go to a graveyard and you'll see, spirits and everything. But just the fact that to share with her, knowing that she's going to go to the kingdom, and people around her, I know they notice that you're different. And, it brings me joy to know that I changed a life through God. And people say, wow, you're amazing. I say, you give that glory to the man above. I just am able to have a big mouth and say things to people.
Yeah.
But
well, what was it, Pastor Joe talking about, that big revival that's going on? Where was that? What city?
Oh gosh, was it Arizona? I can't remember, but it was like the whole stadium was packed, and he showed it. And everybody was just singing praise and worship music.
It's still on for a week.
Yeah.
But did you hear what just happened? One guy got up to give a testimony saying, I don't have a job. I need a job. And one guy threw some money from the balcony.
Oh.
All of a sudden, everybody that was there threw money at him. And they said it was over a couple $1,000s. That is amazing.
Yeah. It's crazy. But Shay will tell you, like, I joke because the song that I'm trying out for The Voice, and I sing with her in the car, and she talks to angels. People go, look, you really are like a real life angel, because there's a different feeling in your car. And people say, I take 3 Ubers a day, some people, and besides Shay, there's other people.
Well, how can somebody get you to Uber?
It's not, you can't really, but you can't request, because if so, then people would probably not, have, rides and everything. But Shay, let's shout out what your track, Mariah from Gibbs High School. Yes. How did she do?
She goes to Azalea Middle School. She came first.
Woo! She came first in the track meet at Gibbs.
500, yep. And then she came, they came second in the 4x4.
Wow, that is so great. So, but Shay, I am so blessed that I got you in the car, because trust me, you bless me as much as I bless you. I guarantee you that. And, you are just, like I said, you are an amazing, talented, hard worker. Like, I dropped her off one day at 8 in, and she, I usually pick her up at 5, and she says, look, I need to stay till 10.
Wow.
It was like, wow, at 8 to 10, that's a 14-hour day. And when she got in the car, wasn't angry, wasn't complaining. And she knows. I said, look, I pray for everybody that's got in this car that gives me that. I pray for them.
That makes a huge difference. Big Bucks 357 here, he's giving us some TikTok shout outs there.
Yay, Big Bucks.
But so thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Shay. And I will see you bright-eyed and bushy-haired tomorrow morning, like always.
And I will see you in the morning. Love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
You got it. Be blessed.
So we only have 5 more minutes, and
I've got somebody else. They're calling my cell phone instead of.
Well, sometimes I actually take the cell phone and put them on the air. Remember when we had the system?
Yes, it does work in a pinch when.
It does. I just text them, so hopefully they'll call in. And it's funny because I had a gentleman, and I don't want to say their name, but they said, look, I know you got me for a reason, because
was that the guy that was into something?
Somebody who was doing some things that weren't really appropriate. And now I'm blessed because I get to take that person and their wife. And I said, look, I've already prayed for your marriage. I've already prayed for it. And you watch. I said, you have no idea. Don't put God in a box and watch what he can do. And I quietly pray for a lot of people that have got me as an Uber driver. And because they follow me on social media now, they reach out to me and go, I don't know if you were praying for me, but remember when you told me, like, don't worry about it. It happened. I'm like, I'm telling you, that's the whole.
That's beautiful.
That's the best thing. I mean, you pray for me. My church prays for me.
Pastor Joe, there's so many miracles happening over there. It's
I'm
amazing.
telling you, God used him with this lady Wednesday.
I can call Pastor Joe and say, I need prayer for a family member. And our pastor will call and get on that phone and start praying with you right away. beaminghope.org.
And we have Rico on the line.
And and also another writer that is become just such an amazing friend. Rico, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I am here. How are you doing?
I am doing just great. And I know that our story, we've only got a few minutes, but you know that you were needing to hear about God because you shared a lot with me, just on that ride. And just tell me, like, what did you feel in the car? People say, you don't feel that? I'm like, no, I don't feel it. But what did you feel?
I felt something gravitating spiritually in the car. Like, I only met you for like 30 minutes. And then within 30 minutes, by the time you dropped me off at home, I was like, can we please talk just a little bit more? And then we ended up staying outside for like an hour just talking. And like,
we sat in front of his house. Yeah, literally. He says, you don't know where to go.
I've never felt that before, honestly, and it's something special that she has. It's definitely a gift given from God, and I just don't know how to explain it. It's like you want to just
there's a peace.
There's a serenity. There's a peace. And like I said, he literally looked at me. He said, look, I don't know you that well because I know him through other people. And he said, but could we just sit and talk? I said, I got nowhere to go. I'm on God's time now. So because God knows if I'm talking and helping somebody through something, then God's going to provide. Doesn't matter if I need to work another 4 hours. And if I'm done and this person needs me, and a lot of my writers, they have my personal phone number. Like, look, if you start feeling you call me. And it's so great because I was able to take
on the phone.
I was able to take Rico to the airport for him to go, to a place he's never been before. And it was just so great to just, pray for him. Like, hey, I'm praying for this trip to go great. And I never thought that I could literally pray for people. And when I grab their hand and they go, and you see them jump because that's the transfer of the spirit. And they just look at me. And when they have tears in their eyes, you go like, wow,
you've hit home.
God used me, little old me, to help somebody through something. And like I said, when I tell them, God says, say this, I'm like, oh, I don't know, because they're going to think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm not. And Rico is, like I said, he's another writer that said, I just want to sit and talk.
Wow.
And it's just, it brings me joy because I don't mind talking.
Well, God's got something really big planned for you because,
yes, he does.
You all of a sudden, something's just going to open up for you, Lisa, and you're going to be blown away.
Well, we had that vision. Yeah. Remember you and I, you were one of the visions. I've had 5, and on the radio, in a movie. I've cut a song, and the last 2 are New York Times best-selling author, and I'm either on The Voice or America's Got Talent. So we have like 30 seconds, Rico. So just say whatever, shout out some people you want to shout out, and I'll definitely have you on next week again.
Of course. Hey, yes, of course. I just want to say shout out to God because he's definitely amazing. I just did my first day as a waiter at the Columbia restaurant, and I got a standing ovation.
Wait! Is that in Clearwater?
It's a Tampa Columbia.
The famous original restaurant. One, the 1905 in Ybor City. Thank you, and I got a standing ovation for my table.
Okay, real quick, tell everybody your name so they can ask for you.
Yes,
my name is Rico at the Columbia in Ybor City.
And give the address. Do you know the address offhand?
2307 7th Avenue.
There we go. 2307 7th Avenue in Tampa. You can't miss it. It's the famous restaurant, Cuban. We've got 5 seconds. Thank you so much.
I love you, Lisa.
I love you too. Thank you, Rico.
Bye.
I was taken by surprise. The look in her eyes. Something strong. never forget.